This conference will now be recorded.
In the previous class, we were supposed to commence with consolidation. So I'll just show it once again. So consolidation refers to the process of combining data from multiple sheet, or it can be from multiple workbook. Okay. So how to do this? Either in the worksheet in the same workbook, in different sheet you can have the data, or you can have it in a different file itself. Okay, so first what I will do is I'll open a new Excel file. We'll try it out in the same file in different sheets. Okay, so what I'm supposed to do is, so I'll enter this details. So this is the details of New York sales. I'll rename the sheet as New York sales details. Okay, so this is the details of New York sales. Again, you click on plus sign. Here, I want the details of Los Angeles sales. In the same workbook, in different sheets, you have the details of the sales for the month of Jan, February and March. I'll right click, rename this as Los Angeles sales details. Okay, again I'll click on new sheet. One more sheet will appear here. Again I have the sales details of Chicago sales. Okay, I have New York sales details, Los Angeles sales detail, Chicago sales details. In the new worksheet, I want to combine the sales details. Total has to be displayed in sheet 4. In this consolidated details, consolidated one, I want to display it in sheet 4. Okay, first you need to save this file. So I'll go to file, I will save this file. I'll just save it on my desktop. I'll give it as sales details. Okay, you open a new workbook. In the new workbook, you have in sheet 1 New York sales details. In sheet 2, you have Los Angeles sales detail. In sheet 3, Chicago sales details. You can rename this sheet by right clicking on your sheet tab. Right click on your sheet tab. You can select rename. You can change the name of sheet 1 to New York sales details. Similarly, here also, you can right click, change the name. Instead of sheet 2, change the name. Again, right click on the sheet 3, rename this to Chicago sales details. Now you want to get the total value in sheet 4. So you be in sheet 4. Now you go to data tab. In data tab, you have consolidate. Okay, it will summarize the data from separate ranges and it will show you the output in this particular sheet. It can be from the same workbook in different sheets or in different workbooks. In one more new workbook, you want to get the combined result. Okay, so I'll go for data tab, go to consolidate. You can click on browse. So name of the file on the desktop, I have saved it as sales details. Click on OK. First, you are selecting the name of the file. Now, you should select the details of New York sales, which is present in this sheet. First, file name has to be selected. Then you click on that sheet. Select even the data. Your data is commencing from A1 to B4. Okay. You should select name of the file as well as the content present in New York sales details. Okay. Then you need to click on add. Default, it has taken the function as sum. If you want to change the function, you can select some other function. Okay, but now in this case, I want to get the total sales. Okay, so I am selecting the function as sum only. I am not making any changes here. Click on add. Now again click on browse. Select the name of the file. Sales details. Click on OK. Now go for this sheet. In this sheet, select the details. Again click on add. Again click on browse. Select the name of the file. Click on OK. Now go to this sheet. Select the details. Now you click on add. You have the heading in the top row. In case if you have any heading in the left column, you need to select even that. And if you make any changes either in New York sales or Los Angeles or Chicago sales, it should get reflected in my consolidated sheet. So for that, you are selecting this create link to source data. You need to select this option. If you selected any changes made in any one of the sales details, it has to get reflected in my consolidate sheet. Now you click on OK. Now you see you are getting the details here. Okay. You are getting two outlines here, two buttons. If I click on one, it will show you, it is showing you default total detail, total value. Okay. If I click on 2, it is showing you the details here. Okay. So it has taken the name of the file here as sales details. Okay. Now if you want to see all the 3 sheets parallelly, I am opening the same file. Go to view, click on new window. Same file is open for the second time. Again go to view, new window. It has opened for the third time. Same file is open for the 3 times. Okay. Now you go to view, you select arrange all, select vertical. Click on OK. See, now here 3 sheets are there. I need to open once more. New window. Go to view, arrange all vertical, so that I can see here. This is New York sales details. Here Los Angeles sales detail, and here Chicago sales details. Okay. Now if you make any changes here, see, if I make changes in New York sales for the month of January, automatically the changes will be taken place and your total value is changed. Again, if I click here, if I make changes here, automatically it has got reflected in the consolidated sheet. Again, if I make any changes here, so it has got reflected. Okay, see, it has got reflected. Any doubts you have in this consolidate? Any doubts you have in this consolidate? Please respond. You have any doubts? Okay. So I'll proceed with another topic if you don't have any doubts. I'll proceed with another topic.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I have told you about sort, filter, advanced filter, text to column, flash fill, remove duplicate, data validation, consolidate. Next we have this goal seek. So goal seek finds required input value to achieve a specific output. Okay. So we'll take an example here. I'll take an example of simple interest. In simple interest, I have principal amount, I have time, I have rate. I want to find simple interest. My simple interest amount is say 5,000 for 2 years. I'm not typing years next to that value. Okay. At the rate of 2%. 2% directly I'm typing the percentage sign. If I want to find the simple interest, Always your formula should commence with an equal sign. Equals, formula is principal amount into time into rate divided by 100. But since I have directly mentioned the percentage sign, I need not divide by 100. If you have just typed 2, then you have to include divided by 100. So principal amount into time into rate. So now it will show you the simple interest. So your simple interest amount, when you're calculating for 2 years at the rate of 2%, this is my simple interest amount. My simple interest amount is 200. Suppose if you want this to be for 2 months, 2 months means B1 into B2 in the formula bar divided by 12. So it's going to calculate for 2 months. If you want for 2 years, remove that divided by 12. So how to calculate simple interest? Now you are aware. Any doubts you have in this?
And repeat.
No doubts? I want to find simple interest. To find simple interest, you have principal amount, you have time, you have rate. Rate directly you have mentioned it as 2%. Okay. Suppose if I just type 2 here, in that case, how do you calculate? Is equal to principal amount into time into rate. I should mention divided by 100. Then only it's going to show you the output. Okay. So instead of typing like this, what I can do is I can mention the percentage symbol here directly. 2%. So equals principal amount into time into rate. It's going to show you the simple interest amount as 200. If you be in the cell, formula is visible in your formula bar. So for simple interest, the formula is principal amount into time into rate into rate. Since percentage is mentioned, I need not mention divided by 100. Any doubts in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, suppose if I want my simple interest amount to be changed, okay, for which cell it has to get reflected, whether you want your amount to be increased or time to be increased or rate to be increased. So value can be changed only to a single cell. Okay. Now you should be in the cell where you have arrived at your simple interest amount. Then you go for data tab, go for what if analysis. You can go to goal seek. Okay. In case of goal seek, set cell. Set cell means the cell which you have selected. So you have selected the cell that is B4. Okay. You need not make any changes here. Whichever cell you have selected, that is where you have arrived at your simple interest amount, that if you have selected, that cell reference is displayed here. That cell address is displayed here. Now I want my simple interest amount to be changed. Suppose if I want my simple interest amount to be 850. Okay, two value is I'm changing this to 850. Instead of 200, I want to change that to 850. Which cell has to get reflected? Whether you want your amount to be changed, time to be changed, or rate to be changed. So what I'll do? I'll select B1 cell. I want my amount to be changed. Okay. When the amount is changed for 2 years at the 2%, you can arrive at this 850 value. So click on OK. When your amount is 21,250 for 2 years at the rate of 2%, this will become my simple interest amount. If you want to retain this new value, you can click on OK. If you click on cancel, again it will show you the previous value. So I'll just repeat. You should be in the cell where you have arrived at your simple interest value. Then you can go for data tab, what if analysis, go to goal seek. So set cell is the cell where you have arrived at your simple interest value. But now I want my value to be changed. So I want my value to be either increased or decreased, either of the two ways. Okay, it can be increased or decreased. So I want my value to be 670. Okay, if you want time to be changed, you can select B2. If you want your rate to be changed, you can select changing cell to be applied as B3. So I'm showing it for principal amount. You can as well try for time and rate. So I'm mentioning it as B1. I want it to get reflected to my amount. So click on OK. Now see, if my principal amount is 16,750 for 2 years at the rate of 2%, this will be your simple interest amount. If you want this new value to retain, just click on OK. Any doubts? Okay. Now, in case of goal seek, it will get reflected to one cell. See what I'm doing? I'll just go to data tab again, goal seek. If I say value should be increased to 800, for which cell it has to reflect. If I select two cells here, then it will show you the message. Reference must be given to a single cell. You cannot select more than one cell. You cannot select both conditions together. I cannot increase my amount as well as time simultaneously. It can be target to be to a single cell itself. Next, I'll take the same example. So this I've told you for goal seek. In case of goal seek, target should be to a single cell. So next you have scenario manager, allows you to define different scenarios with varying input values and compare their outcomes in case of this. If I have multiple rate, what will be my simple interest amount? Or if I have multiple amount, what will be my simple interest amount? If I have multiple rates, what will be my simple interest amount? If I want to check it out, then I can go for this scenario manager. For different principal amount, for different rates, or for different years, what will be my simple interest amount? If I want to check it out, then you can use this scenario manager. Any doubts? Okay. I'll take the same example here. In the same workbook, in the next sheet, I'm just copying the same thing to the next sheet. Okay, first what I'll do, I want to have different principal amount. I want to have different principal amount be in B1 cell. Okay, be in B1 cell. I would like to have multiple principal amount. Okay, for multiple principal amount at the same time and same rate, what will be my simple interest? I want to check it out. So what I'll do, be in B1 cell, go for data. There you go for what if analysis, go for scenario manager. Click on add. So you will get one dialog box, scenario dialog box. Here scenario name. So I am changing my principal amount. So for that I am giving a name as PAMT1. You can give any name XYZ ABC anything, but if you give like this, you will come to know what you are doing here. You are changing the principal amount. For that I have given the scenario name as principal amount 1. Changing cell. Changing cell is B1. Okay, this you need not change because before going to scenario manager, you have selected this cell. That cell reference is appearing here. You click on OK. So now it is showing you enter values for each of the changing cells. Here I am changing the amount to 25,000. You should not click on OK now only because I would like to have multiple principal amount. You need to click on add. It will ask you for one more scenario name. I'll give it as PAMT2. Click on OK. For this scenario name, you are assigning one more value. So one more value, I'll give it as 32,000. Again, I wanted to have one more scenario. Click on add. Click on OK. Okay. Now I'll click on OK. If I click on OK, you'll get scenario names here. If I select this scenario, if I say show, so for this scenario name, you have assigned 25,000 for 2 years at the rate of 2%. This will be my simple interest amount. Again, if I select the next scenario, what is the value that you have assigned for that? That will appear in this cell. For 2 years at the rate of 2%, this will be the amount. You should select that. Click on show. Okay. Select show. Okay. Suppose if I want to have one more scenario, you Again, click on add. So I wanted scenario name as PAMT4. For that, I'm assigning the value as 16,050. I'll click on OK. Now show. Select that scenario name, show. For this amount at the rate of 2 years 2%, this will be my simple interest. Now what I am doing, I have created scenarios for different principal amount. Okay. If you want to edit the value, you can go for this, what value you have assigned for that scenario. If you want to change it, I can change the amount. Edit allows me to change the value. Click on show. So you can go to edit. Again click on OK. You can change the value. Click on OK. Show. Okay. If I want to have one more scenario, you can click on add. Click on OK. Enter the new value. Click on OK. Select the scenario name. Click on show. That value appears here. Suppose if you want to delete this scenario, if you want to delete that scenario name, click on delete. If you delete, undo will not work for this. Okay. Your worksheet, if any changes you have made, if you say undo, you can bring it back. But if you delete your scenario name, you cannot undo to bring that scenario name back. Okay. Now you click on close, come out of this dialog box. Any doubts you have in this? Any doubts? Okay, I'll proceed further. Now I'll just copy the same thing to the next sheet. Now I would like to have different rates. I'll select this B3 cell. I would like to have different rates. I want to create scenarios for different rates. So in the next sheet, same data you have copied. In place of rate, B in B3 cell, go to data tab, go to what if analysis, go for scenario manager. Now again, scenario names are not available for this. You need to create it for different rates. Click on add. So I'll give it as R1. You can give rate 1. If not, any name also you can give. ABC1, ABC2 like that. If not, R1. Or I can give PER1, percentage 1, percentage 2, percentage 3. Or rate 1. So I have given it as PER1. So changing cell, automatically it is showing you have selected B3 cell. Click on OK. Now what default it is showing you 2%. So I am changing the percentage now to 5%. Don't click on OK now only, because I wanted to have two more scenarios. Then you click on add. Again, percentage 2 is the name of my scenario. Click on OK. So here I am changing the rate to say 7%. Click on add. Again, percentage 3. Click on OK. I'm changing this to 4%. Now click on OK. So it has created three scenario names. If I select that scenario name, if I say show, so that percentage will come in this cell and my simple interest amount has changed. Again, if I select this percentage, what value, what percentage you have assigned for that scenario name, that will appear in this cell and my simple interest amount has changed. Again, select this, show. So, close, you can come out. Suppose if you want to merge, instead of having this in separate sheets, okay, I want to combine in sheet 1 only. I want to have principal amount as well as rate. So what I'll do, I'll come back to this sheet 1, be in this cell where you have arrived at the simple interest amount, go to data tab, what if analysis, go for scenario manager, you click on this merge. You are in sheet 1. In sheet 1 you have different principal amount. In sheet 2 you have calculated for different rates. Instead of going to sheet 2, what I will do in the sheet 1 itself, I would like to merge. I would like to get even the percentage what I have included in sheet 2 in sheet 1 itself. In that case, what I am doing, I'll click on this merge. So, which is the book? You are in a new workbook. Here it is showing you some other file. You need to select book 1. In book 1, I have two sheets. In which sheet you have the different percentages. You want to get that from sheet 2 to sheet 1. So, you are supposed to select sheet 2. Then you click on OK. See, in same sheet, you are getting different principal amount as well as different scenarios which you have created for principal amount and rate in the sheet 1 itself. Now, I'll click on, I can select different amount, click on show as well as different rate, different percentage what I have given. Both you can simultaneously toggle or you can change it. Clear? Now if I want to get the report in a separate sheet for different principal amount, what will be my simple interest, and for different rate, what is my simple interest, it has to show me the report in a separate sheet. So what I am supposed to do is, you should always be in the cell where you have arrived at the simple interest amount. Then in the scenario manager, you are supposed to click on this summary. If you click on the summary, you will get the summary dialog box. So, I want to get the scenario summary. Later on again I will show you scenario pivot table report. Now, at present, what is the principal amount and what is the rate? For that, it will show you the report along with different principal amount and rate. So, resultant cell is the cell in which you have the simple interest. Just click on OK. One more new sheet will appear before sheet 1. There you can see the summary. See, at present I have selected 6,520 for 4%. This will be my simple interest amount. But I have created 3 scenarios for principal amount. If that value is selected for this rate, this will be my simple interest amount. If I select different percentages at present, which is the value you have selected, for that value, for different percentage what you have given, if that is selected, this will be my simple interest amount. Again, I'll go back to sheet 1. I'll be in the cell where I have arrived at my simple interest amount. Then again, I'll go for what if analysis, scenario manager, go for summary. This time I'll select this scenario pivot table report. So I'll click on OK. Again, before that scenario summary, it's going to show you your scenario pivot table. Now it is showing you here. You have created 3 scenarios for principal amount. Okay. And 3 different rates. See, 3 different rate. First it has taken one rate. Okay. For this principal amount, this rate, if it is selected, this will be my total value. Okay. For principal amount 2, what value you have assigned and what is the percentage it has taken. For percentage 1, what percentage you have assigned, this will be my total value. It will show you the summary in this way. Okay. Any doubts you have? Please respond. Okay. So that is about your scenario manager. So next we have data table. So it helps to perform analysis by showing how changes in one or more variables affect a formula result. So I've told you about goal seek, I've told you about scenario manager. Now we will go on for this data table. So what I'm doing is I'll go for another workbook. Here I have people. I have 100 people. Price 400. Cost per person is 200. Revenue. So revenue, how you're going to calculate. So revenue is, that is, people and the price need to be calculated, equals number of people into price. So that is 40,000. Then cost total. Cost total is equals number of people multiplied by cost per individual person. So profit is That is your revenue minus the profit. That is your cost price. So you have got 20,000. So profit percentage, if you want to know, that is profit divided by cost per person. So that is profit is equal to profit divided by your revenue. It will give you 50%. If you want percentage symbol in your home tab, you can select this. Okay. Now what I am doing, I type person here. Suppose if I have less than 100 people or more than 100, in that case, what will be my profit percentage if I want to check it out? So I'll just type here 70, 80, select the range, just drag it below. So here at present profit is in B7 cell. Okay, for 100 people this is my profit. Now for 70% what will be my profit if I want to know about it. Okay, so select this range, go for data tab, go to what if analysis, you can go for this data table. Okay,
Going
so
past.
your column input cell is my, I want to know for the people. So that is present in B1 cell. Okay, I am calculating for column wise here. For 70%, for 70 people, well, what will be my profit? For 80, what will be my profit? So click on OK. So it will show you the details like this. Any doubts you have? Okay. So if I want to calculate the revenue, be in the cell to calculate revenue. How do you generate the revenue is always formula should commence with an equal sign, that is number of people into the price. Okay, it's going to give you 40,000. Again, if I want to calculate the cost total, again formula should commence with an equal sign, so that is people into cost per person, that comes to 20,000. Now if I want to find the profit, so profit is your revenue minus the cost total equals revenue minus the cost total. So that is 40,000 minus 20,000. You are going to get this profit. If I want to know the profit percentage, equals profit divided by your revenue. It will show you the percentage. Okay. Now I wanted to know if the number of people are less or more, what will be my profit if I want to check it out. So equals, just select this cell. In B7 you have the profit. That profit should appear in F2 cell. So you're just giving a link to this cell equals B7. So that same value will appear in F2 cell. Now you should select your range. You want to find it out for this selected range of column. Okay. So what you are doing is you are selecting your data from E2 to F10. Then you go for data tab, what if analysis, go for data table. You wanted to know for the column of person what will be my profit. So what I am doing, I'll go for this column. You have the values in your column. Select the cell. Okay. That is, you wanted to know how many people are there. So you are giving the original place where you have the people. That is, it is present in B1 cell. Now click on OK. See, if it is 70 people, I need not change every time. I should keep on changing here. If I make it as 70, it will show you the value here. I don't want to make any changes every time. Okay. I wanted to know in a separate location if number of people are less or more, what will be my profit. If I want to check it out, I am doing it in this new location. Any doubts you have? Okay. So group and ungroup. So group and ungroup are the features which is available in your Excel. So wherein you want to see your data, grouping it, only that particular details total. Okay. So grouping allows you to combine multiple rows or columns into a single group. Okay. Which you can collapse or you can expand it. Okay. So I have a database here. This is my database. I have region, sales and sales person. Okay. Now I'll select this database, go for data table. Go for group. See, I don't want this south details to be displayed. Select this row wise, go to group, select row wise. Here it's going to show you two outlines. If I click on one, it's hidden. If I click on two, it will show you all the details. Instead of clicking on this outline, I can as well click on this minus sign. Minus sign is for collapse. Plus sign is for expand. Again, you can view your full details. Suppose if I want to remove this outline, go to data tab, ungroup. Directly I can click on clear outline. If not, again I should go to ungroup. How you have selected row wise. You have to ungroup it row wise. So I'll just repeat once again. You have selected these many rows. I want these rows to be hidden. So what I'll do, I want to group it row wise. Go for data tab, group, again select group, row wise. You're getting two outline. One, it's hidden. Two, it's displayed. Minus, it's going to collapse. Plus, expand. If you want to remove this directly, go to ungroup, clear outline. See, it's removed. If not, again you should select ungroup it row wise. Similarly, if I don't want the sales details, select the sales column, group it column wise. You're getting outline. One, you are able to view only region and sales. Two, you can see full details. If you want to remove that, go to ungroup, clear outline. So grouping and ungrouping. You can view only required details and others can be hidden or it can be displayed again. Grouping row wise and column wise. So ungroup removes the group structure and restores your row or column to original state. Any doubts you have? Okay. So till the end, if someone leaves, so no attendance is given. So whoever attends from the beginning till the end, so timings will be checked it out. Only then attendance is provided, not otherwise. Next, you have the subtotal. Subtotal feature allows you to insert subtotal in your data. You can group it row wise, okay, or column wise. You can choose any one of the function. Default, it's going to show you sum. I'm showing you for the same database. So I'm taking this example. When you're going for subtotal, you can either sort the region in ascending or in descending order. You need to sort it first. So I'll go for this region. Here you have this sort option. I'm sorting the region column in ascending order. Okay. So region wise, it has to show me the sales total value. So it will show you grand total, region wise total, as well as full details also you can view. So first sort the region column either in ascending or in descending order. Then you go for data tab, go for this subtotal. So subtotal dialog box will appear. Automatically it has selected at each change in region, it has selected the function count. Okay. If you want, you can go for sum. I want to get the sum of sales. So I'll go for sum of sales. Now here you have three buttons. One is remove all, OK and cancel. Okay. Now I'll click on OK. Once I click on OK, it's going to show you the outline. It's going to show you three outlines. Subtotal. Here you should select sales has got the value. Okay. Here it contains only name in case of sales REP. Okay. So you should select the column which has got sales, region and sales. Region wise, I want to get the sales total. Okay. Now you click on OK. It's showing you the outline. 1 month, it's going to show you the grand total of sales. How many ever records you have? You have 5 records. You can see here in the status bar. So you have 5 records, sum, total value as well as the average. It's going to show you here. If I click on the second button, it will show you the region wise total value. You have 2 in east, 2 or 3 in north, or 3 in south, and 3 in west. It will show you the total sales of east, north, south, west as well as grand total. If you want to see full details, click on this third button. Either. If not, you can click on this minus to collapse it, plus to expand. Okay, if not, directly click on this outline. So your original data is displayed in this way now. But if you want to bring back your data, unless you don't click on remove all, it will retain in this state. So I'll go for subtotal. I'll say remove all. You'll get back your original data. Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay. Just 5 minutes, just try it out. Whatever things are there, again I'll proceed further. If you people, if you leave whoever is at present, only they will get the attendance. So now I'm marking the attendance. Whoever is there, only those will be getting the attendance. If you have left, no attendance. And if you have attended only for 5 to 10 minutes, no attendance. Any doubts you have? Now, how to bring the data from other source? It might be from Notepad. So I'll show you from the Notepad how I can bring the data to Excel. Or you can bring it from Oracle or you can bring it from any other database. I'll just open Notepad. How to import the data from other application onto your Excel. I'll open Notepad. So you can have any data here. I'll just give a tab or you can give a space. Again give a space. Name of item, I have quantity, I have rate, register, quantity I wanted 10, 10 register. Each register is going to cost me say 500 rupees. I have notebook, 50 notebooks or 40. Each cost me say 70 rupees. I have pens, quantity is 10, say it's 5 rupees. I'll just save this file, go to file, save. I'm saving it on my desktop. So item details. So I'll just click on save. I will exit from Notepad. Now I'm in Excel. In Excel, I want to bring this data. So go to data tab, get data. From where, from other source you are bringing the data to Excel. So you can bring it from Excel, or you can bring it from text file, that is from your notepad, or it can be PDF, it can be a folder, okay, or it can be from MS Access or SQL. From anywhere you can bring. I am showing you the example how you can bring the data from the notepad. So how to import the data from notepad to Excel. I'll click on this from file, from text. So where is the location you have saved the file? I've saved it on my desktop. So my file name is this one, item details. You click on import. See, it's going to show you what are the details available. You can click on load. you have brought this data from your notepad to Microsoft Excel. Okay. So how you can bring the data from notepad to Excel. So you can try this. Any doubts? Any doubts you have? Okay. Whether you have class tomorrow, they have told you even on Saturday you have, or is it Monday to Friday?
Only from Monday to Friday, ma'am.
Okay. So I've told you about data tab. In data tab, I've told you about sort, arranging your column value in ascending or in descending order. Then I've told you about filter. Based on your criteria, records has to be displayed and other records are hidden. I've told you about advanced filter. You can view your original data as well as based on your condition or the criteria, records can be displayed in new location. Then I've told you about text to column. You have a sentence, you can break that into words, display it in separate cells. I have told you about flash fill. So you have first name, last name, you have combined and displayed. In that, again, how to extract only first name or middle name, last name. So I've shown you different patterns. If you mention the pattern once and select the range, how flash fill will work and what is the shortcut key. In your database, if you have any repeated values, if you want to remove that, how to use this remove duplicates. I've told you about data validation. If you want only based on your criteria, values to be accepted, value or text to be accepted in your column for which you have given the validation, then go for data validation. I've told you how to extend the validation and how to circle the invalid data. Then I've told you about consolidate, how to combine the data, show the sales total value in the separate sheet. You can try it out in the same workbook in different sheets or in different multiple workbooks in a new workbook how to get the total. Then I've told you about goal seek, scenario and data table. Then I've told you about grouping, how to group it row wise, column wise. I've told you about subtotal also. So in case of subtotal, region wise, if you want to get the sales total value, or you can change that to count. Okay, count of records, how many you have, that also you can check it out using group and using subtotal. Then I've told you about importing the data, how to bring the data from other application, that is how to import the data to your Excel. Any doubts you have? Home tab and this one. No doubts? So all these things you have to do it in the same worksheet in different sheets. Send it to the email. If not, no attendance is given. It's not that only whatever I've told, only few things. From the beginning, whatever is being told, everything should be done. Okay, we'll wind up the session for today.